Leo says, I grew up in California and moved here when I was 14. I always felt like I didn't fit in with people in my new school. Don't worry. Even if you were in your old school, there's always some people in school that make people feel unwelcomed, as if they have the right to be there and the others don't have the right to be who they are and enjoy their lives. Those are assholes. It's a very scientific word they have come with it. It's called assholes. So don't worry. That is not something that should be worried about. However, it exists everywhere. And he continues, says, so I just kept to myself and became antisocial. Ah, yes. That's where my depression grew. Oh, yes. Yes. But you're depressed by having mistakenly recognized life through some people of no importance at your youth, which they were either bullying you or they didn't let you in a group of some kind, or you felt left out. And those people are not people of the life. They don't represent the opportunity and experiences of the life. They represent their limited consciousness, which is going to be limited for the rest of their world and the rest of their life as the way they started at their youth. Dumb and stupid and not connected with the other realities in life and positive things in life. They have chosen a path based on their inability to make something out of themselves. Hence, they find the only way they can make themselves feel important is by chiseling down on some other people who are actually good people. Like you if you were bullied, or like you if you were dissed and not let into the group, so to speak, or you felt left out. So don't allow this misconception or misunderstanding to make you feel that the whole world is like that, and that the whole world is represented by that community that you were going to school for one reason or another you could not feel that you fit in there. Because they are not representation of everybody in this world. They're not representation of the world or life experience itself. They were just a fragment, a momentary fragment of some time and space at that moment, at that age. And due to your limited information and ability to socialize and conditioning you had received in your consciousness at that age, at that fragile age, you weren't able to get out of it at that. But the key is this here. You are no longer that kid. You are no longer that kid. That time is past. And whoever that was in that time zone, in that time period, that whole experience is non-existence. You don't need to pull that with you. That was then. You are not who you were then. You are you now. With your understanding of life, with your expectations and abilities, everything has changed. Consciousness is dynamically expanding. And you are a whole different person, different persona. So you cannot carry that person at that age who doesn't exist anymore, but carry what challenges he went through with you, whom you are no longer can be bothered with those challenges. And you're a totally different person with different abilities and different maturity and capability of handle things. So why are you carrying something that no longer you need to carry? Just leave it. That was that kid, limited consciousness, shy, and couldn't take care, couldn't handle it as good as he should have, with his right, and rightfully so, to enjoy his life. And he was either bullied or didn't feel fit. It affected him that way. But that time is past, and that kid is not in existence anymore. You are the master. You are the new, matured version of whatever it was then. That was half your age away. That kid no longer exists. Why are you carrying what was bothering him? The kid itself doesn't exist anymore. But you think the things that was bothering him could exist? It can't either. It's left in the past, and the past doesn't exist. Therefore, that problem doesn't exist anymore. You're fresh, you're new. Everything about you can be done in a way that you want it done now. If you understand that, you will find there is no connection that you need to hold. You're a free, clear, mature person. You don't need to be depressed on the count of then when we were kids, we all had experiences that made us feel not good. But at school or not, many good, wonderful, amazing, capable, talented kids have been bullied by some assholes or not been given the chance to participate in the group and to socialize in the school as every kid has the right to do, by a bunch of assholes who actually were so inferior themselves that they had to create this pretension clout that I'm so important by trying to put down other kids and make fun of them or make them feel uncomfortable. But you got to step out of that. That was that kid. That was then. It's not now. And you're not then. You're now. And then is not now. It's not even in existence in the now. Then is non-existence. Now is the in existence. And you are the now. And everything is new. You don't have to carry anything. There is nothing to carry. Nothing to worry about. The problem is that since you have been dealing with it for so long, you have come to think that this is part of you. It doesn't. You can simply let it off right now. No issues to deal with. No thoughts or negative thoughts need to be concerned about it. Because you have rewired your neurotransmitters because you constantly thought about this, and now you think you gotta be depressed, and that depression has become a conditioning in you, just like you've played lots of piano and you became really good at playing it, so you kept thinking about it and trying to deal with it, which all you had to do just leave it behind and move forward and not carry it with you, and then rewire your synaptic neurons with a new habit of, no, I don't have to be depressed. I can do what I want to do because that time is past and that problem is no longer. When the problem is no longer, why should I carry something that doesn't even exist anymore? That problem doesn't exist, so therefore depression doesn't exist. I'm good. And perhaps that is something that you can also ponder on rewiring yourself by constantly encouraging yourself with new things, new efforts, mindfulness, and being involved with your life and focusing your plans and taking the steps to accomplishing them. And that rewires your whole synaptic neurons to the new conditioning, a new way of thinking and feeling. And that is perhaps the beginning of freedom from that depression that comes towards all of us and tries to bamboozle us and bother us and condition us to something that we don't want and don't enjoy and don't deserve it. And Leo says, you're so right, Mehran. I have been holding on to the past and I feel like letting go of that has been my challenge. How do I let go of my past mentally? Well, perhaps while you're discussing this with your psychologist, you might want to, because this would be an involved discussion and I would love to tackle that and be the support for you. Perhaps if you like, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and make an appointment for the Skype consultation. And of course, for an hour appointment that you make, I will throw in another hour and we'll have 2 hours to start and discuss it. And then we go from there. Because that would be a beautiful discussion, something that we need elaborate step by step. And perhaps that would be in conjunction with what you are discussing with your psychologist. Because my training is not in medicine. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. And I don't want to interfere with his work or her work. But these are discussions that we can have based on my research about movement of mind and thoughts and consciousness and so on and so forth, fear and desire and ego and so on. And perhaps that would be of some help to you.